Shalom, it's called Torah, and today we'll talk about Parashat Eikev. In this parasha, Moshe again gives some kind of an historical review of what took place until now. And one of his comments is about the journey in the desert. And Moshe claims that part of the experience of the desert that was not so simple, there were times that the Jews were very thirsty and very hungry, was to teach us through the experiences of the desert that it's not only the bread that gives you life and sustenance, but rather everything depends on Hashem's words. And I would like to talk a little bit about this message. As we know, bread in Hebrew is lechem. And Rabbi Hirsch suggested that lechem, bread, also comes from the word milchama, war, W-A-R. Not a military war, but rather a war that we are all involved with, which means, how can we provide to our families? We wake up in the morning and we are in a war with others. We are in a competition with others of who can provide bread to his or her families. And Rabbi Hirsch suggests that Moshe is trying to convey a very important message to the Jewish people. The journey of the desert, where you did not have bread, but rather you had manna, you had a well, you had clouds, teaches you that as important as bread is, and the bread, by the way, symbolizes not just the bread itself, the product, but if you think about the process of making bread, you see that human involvement is needed. From the time that you plant the seeds until you really have bread, it's a long process that involves and requires human involvement on a daily basis. You need to plant it, you need to harvest it, you need to sort it, you need to sift it, you need to bake it. And then you need to pray hard that you don't burn it in the oven. Which means bread symbolizes human involvement, and the danger in it is that you will think that it's all you. It's all about me. It's about my effort. It's about my talent. It's about my abilities. And you are right to an extent. Your involvement is needed, but it's not the only factor. Ki al pi motza Hashem yechia adam. It's God's decision who is going to fail and who is going to be successful. How many times we see people who go to the same college, have same grades, have same abilities and talents, and one is very successful in a financial realm and the other one is not so successful. Which means that there is a twofold message here. One is that you need to be involved, you need to maximize your potential, but at the same time you need to know that it's not only your potential that dictates success. But then I think there is another point that I think Moshe tried to send to the Jewish people. Sometimes when we are in the middle of that race of providing for our families and trying to find lechem, trying to find bread to bring, and trying to be involved and to provide and to contribute and to create, sometimes we forget the purpose of it all. We make money in order just to make money. We forget, we lose sight, we deviate from the purpose of why are we trying to do that? And we forget the wife and the children and the grandchildren and the siblings and the friends. And making money becomes the purpose. And then life goes by, and before 120 we have regrets and we think, what did we do? I think the second message is that also remember, Ki lo al halechem levado yechia adam. It's not only about bread. It's not only about money. Money is important. You cannot go to the grocery store with, ideals and ideas and theories and love and compassion. You need to have money. But it's not the only thing in life. And when that replaces the right values, we lose sight of why we do things. So the second message is, besides being involved and knowing that you are not the only one to dictate success, the second message is also very, very important, is to understand why we do things, why we put so much efforts, and never lose sight of the right values. Thank you.